each has. All right.
We're good to go.
Yep. Scott.
Good to go? All right, we're doing it? All right. 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, what's going on? And welcome to episode 191 of the KBMOD podcast. It is May 24th, 2015. Yeah, and we've got the normal crew here. Plus, we've got Christian. Christian, what's up, dude?
What's up?
How are you doing? Christian, you're part of the this gang I'm hearing a lot about, the New Blood Crips or something? I just wanted to, did you want to clarify exactly?
No Life Crip?
I just didn't really like what the old Bloods were doing, really.
Yeah.
So, the new Bloods, you know.
The New Bloods, absolutely.
I blame
bringing
Dave
some.
Ostrey.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
You should, in all things.
But no, it's good to have you here. We'll be chatting with you. Well, I'm assuming you're joining us throughout the podcast, right, Christian?
Yeah.
Stay on.
I mean,
Okay, cool.
Yes and yeah.
And you're familiar with what the fuck goes on here, I'm assuming by now.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, are you an audio listener or do you listen live?
I'm here and chatting and shit every night.
Okay.
Wherever
So
you
you're one of the good ones, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Good to have you on. Okay. So yeah, what's been going on this week? Usually, you know, I'd say at this point, let's talk about. And I can also say, even last week when I was listening to some of the cast, I said, "Does anybody have any news that is not gaming related?" And instantly, Dan talked about buying a new video card. Which I think
Which is gaming related.
Which is Dan. It's fine, but
You can use a video card for non-gaming related things. It's just not super
that's
likely.
true. You can do some
Yeah.
sync
In
word
Dan's case.
processing, some email. Does anyone have anything this week that was fun or interesting that they'd like to share?
I moved my desk.
Okay, yeah, I
did.
noticed that you're in a new space. What
Same apartment, different place. So I bought a green screen, and there have been several complications. Now, my apartment is very tiny. For those of you watching at home currently, and not those of you listening, sorry, listeners, you get fucked again. You can see my living room, which is very empty because I don't really spend any time here. So it's not really full of anything. I don't own a TV or whatever. My living room, that's like a majority of my apartment right there. I live in a very small space. So when I bought a green screen and tried to move it into my bedroom where my computer is located, I had to basically shove it in there. There was no room for it, and it didn't fit very nicely, and definitely not when I need to add lighting. So I was like, you know what? In the interest of setting up a green screen, I'm going to move all my shit into my kitchen. I basically am getting rid of my kitchen table so that I can have a desk in my kitchen, and honestly, I'm liking it a lot. I have a lot more space. The lighting is better. And
The lighting is quite nice.
it's very good in there.
because I actually got lights above me now. I don't have like ceiling lights in my bedroom or anything. It's just lamps. So now I'm in my kitchen, which is going to make ramen time during my stream like way
Yeah, I
better.
was gonna say, just
over there,
easy,
kinda
just
messy.
being in your kitchen, you can make food whenever you want, very easily.
A computer in the kitchen is like, that was a thing that you always kind of thought about like negatively. When I was growing up, having a computer in your kitchen, that sucked because you were in your parents' house and there was no way to use the computer with any sort of privacy. I'm not even talking about for porn when you hit adolescence. I'm talking about you just wanted to play some games in your room. Like having a computer in your room was
I
a
just
fucking
didn't want
dream.
mom asking you constantly, like, "Oh,
Right.
what are you playing?
Yeah.
What are you looking
Exactly.
at?"
What are you doing?
What's
Is your
her name?
homework done? Like, yada yada. Because the answer was no. My homework is not done, and let me play video games. I didn't want to deal with that. So having a computer in the kitchen was a fucking nightmare. Now me, I actually never had that. We always had an office or something. So, but every time somebody described that their situation was their computer was in their kitchen, I was like, you poor bastard. That must be miserable.
Yeah,
Now
that's where
that I'm
ours
living on my
was.
own,
Sucked.
I bet. Now that I'm living on my own, it's actually fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that you can do. Yeah, that would have been terrible. Obviously, like, same thing. I had a situation when I was growing up. My computer was in, like, the family room / living room. I mean, there was one computer. This was before I had my own. I remember, especially porn made it very difficult. I remember the most embarrassing thing that ever happened to me. One
God.
time, for some reason, I don't even know why this occurred. I had tried to print a sexually explicit image on on a printer. Because I think it was timing, and I was like, I don't know when I'm gonna be able to get on here and like wank it. So I was like, maybe if I print this, well, let's just say the image never printed, and it was like, who knows? It was one of those shitty printers where like it decides to print when it wants to print. So I didn't think anything of it. I was like, I cleared the job, and I closed it, and I went to bed. Right. Come to wake up the next morning, and eating breakfast, and my dad's acting a little weird, and I'm like, oh god, I don't know what's going on. He's just acting a little off. And before I'm about to go to school, he's like, hey, he's like, can I talk to you for a minute? And I'm like, yeah, Dad, what's up? And my brother and sister had already left for the bus, and he just slowly from under a folder in his desk pulls out this fucking
Oh God. No.
out and puts it right in front of me, and it's like, what's this? I was like, what do you say? Like, at that point, there's nothing I could say. He knows he didn't print it. You know, I know that he knows that he didn't print it. And I was like, oh boy. And he's like, this can't happen. We can't. I was like, I wasn't trying to print it for you to see it. And anyway, that was definitely super embarrassing. And anyway, so these are the things that I feel like kids don't really have to experience nowadays, because also, like, I had shitty internet. There was a lot of like variables of why you would ever print porn or even risk it, and it just bit me in the ass so bad. So I mean, it was like I felt like I had just like let down like Jesus directly. You know what I mean? Like the way he was looking at me. And I had, but you know, it was just I had a I had a moment where I printed out like a whole bunch of porn one time because I was over a friend's house whose like parents didn't give a shit what he did. So had they discovered it, they probably, I mean, like his parents were Russian, so they were probably happy that he just wasn't like shooting up crocodile or like riding fire extinguishers on the subway or whatever Russians do. They honestly did not give a shit.
No, they
anything
don't.
he did. He had like 1 million guns when he was like 12. Like, you know, he's one of those kids. Like the house that you go to just, you know, do bad shit.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Oh, absolutely.
So you know, we spent like an afternoon with his parents out of the house, just like printing porn, like, oh look, this chick's naked, and like, and so we print out like a bunch of like black and white porn, and then I hide it in, so like on my old bed frame, the bed knobs were hollow and one of them came off, so I folded them up really tiny and stuffed a fucking bed knob with porn.
Yeah.
And then one day, and I never used it. I printed it out solely to, you know, in case that, because I didn't have a computer in my room back then. It was in my parents' room. Yep. Solely for like a dry spell where like my parents weren't out of the house, when I didn't have the house to myself for like a long time. I was like, all right, well then I'll just be able to use that. And then when I finally I'd had it for so long, never used it, and I just wanted to check on it and make sure that it was still there.
It was still there.
It was gone. All of it was just gone. And I have no idea what happened to it. I assume my mom found it and threw it out and then never brought it up.
That's good. Well, see, at least your mom didn't bring it up. I was not.
Yeah, no, it
was funny though. But like back then, I had a friend that had like, I remember my friend had like a Yahoo DSL broadband connection, and like I would go over his house, and this is when I was in my Creed phase, unfortunately. So and when I was just starting to get into
with this,
because I wasted my time on his computer downloading like Creed songs, and like when I could have, I don't know, been listening to any other music at that point. But it was, and I would like, so I would just download. That was when I got into Kazaa and LimeWire off of his computer, because I would like, I'd be like, oh my god, you're downloading that like 50 KB or 100 kilobytes a second, dude. This is, you know, like I can get an MP3 in like a few minutes. So, but I squandered all that time, you know, downloading Creed. What else? I had, I mean, there were some decent bands in there too, you know, like Third Eye Blind. I still will never apologize for Third Eye Blind.
Hey, I saw them live. They were actually really good.
Were they? Yeah.
It was like long after they were popular.
I was on a Third Eye Blind kick last week.
Were you? Yeah, man. I heard Semi-Charmed Life on the radio today, and I just sang it super loud. I don't care. No, but yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like, it's like these are the stories that, you know, we tell, like, I mean, we're not even necessarily just talking straight up dial-up, but like, you know, these are our stories of like, when I was younger, I had to walk. It's like, no, I had to print porn on a fucking printer. Like, you don't understand, dude.
Well, okay, here's the thing. You didn't have to do that.
Have to. You're right. I didn't have to, Dan.
That story is pretty unique to you.
That's true.
Yeah.
It never crossed my mind once to print it. I put it on a floppy disk and then, you know, took it to another computer that wasn't.
No, but see, I was dealing with a computer that was shared by multiple people, so I was always having to clear the browser. It was just like, I just need one image that I can crank to for like the next year and a half. I just need it.
Did you at least spend a good amount of time finding an image that might suffice?
No, absolutely. I think that was probably like an hour worth of searching at that point to find that image. So
it's a lot for porn.
That
Even
is
back then there was a plethora of porn.
There was a lot, absolutely. Yeah. Anyway, so I don't know how we got. Oh, this is because Blah talked about where his computer was located.
Yeah.
But
That's
Anybody
how we
else?
got here. Somehow.
I went to Big Sur yesterday with Hutch, and I climbed a really, really big, tall rock. Like, it was like a face of rock, like up this really steep slope, and there were cliffs and shit, and I'm horrified of heights, so I felt like I accomplished something.
Nice.
And my wife was so proud of me that as soon as I got home, I had intercourse.
Nice.
Wow.
And
Right.
That's really
Nice.
It's like the best way a rock climbing has ever turned out for anyone.
that was pretty sweet, I think.
That's a good follow-up story to Scott talking about
Yeah.
jerking off the pictures for a year and a half as a kid.
Yeah, absolutely.
John went home and had
sex
sex
with
with
my
a
wife.
real woman.
Like, I'm noticing though, like that if you're married, like saying that you had sex
Whatever.
is a momentous occasion. Like it doesn't happen very often or as much.
Yeah, I was pretty proud of myself. Then we went to this real fancy restaurant on the way home that's like on this huge cliff, all kinds of rocks and waves right by the ocean, and I had this rare wasabi ahi tuna that was the greatest It was the greatest meal I've ever had in my life. Like, I'm not kidding you. And I've had some really good food. It was incredible. I almost cried. And I left I left incredibly satisfied.
Nice.
It was good.
Sounds like a satisfying time all around.
Yeah, like the whole.
Yeah.
It was good, yeah. It was a good day.
It's good.
And then I culminated the evening with intercourse. Yeah.
I cleaned my basement.
You did I saw it?
Solid.
Yeah, it was
That's
very
what I
very
did.
clean.
It is super clean now, though.
I saw it today in
The
person.
thing is about that tuna, though, like, I'm still like, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but like, my ass is like on a different level at the moment. It's really bad. Like, this room smells just horrible.
Good lord. Oh,
boy.
all right. Well,
All right. Well, on that note, should we? Dan cleaned his basement. Anybody else
That's
before we
it,
jump?
man.
We've been playing. Okay.
It's not video game related, but
Okay. Yeah.
I've watched a couple things recently that were pretty good.
okay.
Hit me.
I watched
Anime.
a documentary called Life of Riley, which is about BB King, which is pretty good.
Okay.
Because he passed away
He did
recently,
just-
so I was
yeah.
like, I listened to some of his stuff and watched that documentary. That was pretty good. And I just started watching today. I started watching an AMC series called *Halt and Catch Fire*, which is
I've heard of that.
Yeah.
I've not started
yeah.
watching
It seemed like something that I would be interested in because it's like 80s. It's like 80s about computers and like growing up in that era.
Nice.
I don't know. It was pretty good. I think I'll give it another few episodes and see how I like it. But yeah, just figured I'd toss those in.
And I'll go real quick. I was home this weekend in Philly for my birthday, whatever, with my family. And on on the actual day of my birthday, we started watching. So I've talked about this documentary before, and a lot of you have probably already seen it. But if you haven't seen the Jinx documentary on HBO about Robert Durst, I don't know if you guys have
oh,
seen it,
I've
but
heard of that.
Fred
yeah.
Durst?
absolutely. Just the
Yeah, Fred Durst. Yes.
Fred Durst, no, Robert Durst. It's called The Jinx, and it's just fascinating. If you haven't seen it, cannot recommend it enough. But it's a 6-part like documentary, kind of. All the episodes are an hour. I was like, I told my family, I was like, we should watch. You guys would like it because my whole family's a big bunch of documentary heads. So we started it at like this is on the day of my birthday. We started it at what time was it? Like, I don't know, like 12, and we watched all six hours of the whole thing. My mom, my brother, and we finished the whole thing. I watched it already once before, and anyway, if you haven't watched that, since we're talking about recommendations, definitely check out The Jinx. It's mind blowing, very solid. Yeah. So, anybody else have anything, or should we go into gaming?
I
Are we-
just
are we-
finished the new season of Trailer Park Boys.
Okay.
Oh man, it was a good
Oh,
one.
no.
So happy with that.
Yeah.
I haven't started on that yet. Need to. Love Trailer Park Boys.
Oh man, the new one's so good. Much better than the one before this that just came out on Netflix. Before we get into games, we do have a guest with us
Yes.
here.
Yes.
We have Christian.
We did mention.
Yeah, we did mention him once at some point during this show. He works with the New Bloods, Dave Oshry, Aaron Watermelon. I don't even say his last name. It's just Aaron Watermelon. So what exactly do you do for the New Bloods, Christian?
Basically, community management, like social media crap. So all the the dumb tweets probably aren't me. They're probably Dave. And then I'm the one that does all the
Probably.
really spot on, great meme.
Solid
the
meme
great
tweet.
top memes.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of it, and obviously just pouring over every complaint we've ever gotten.
Nice.
And the Steam forums and everything.
Yeah, how's that going? That must take a while.
That's fun.
Seems like a lot of work.
I bet there's a lot of dumb shit in there.
Yeah.
It's a lot of obvious problems sometimes, but I mean that's just people are gonna have problems. They're gonna be, looking for answers that are right in front of their face. That's just how it goes.
Yeah.
And what can you tell me about Project Croissant?
Look, Project Croissant. We don't talk about Project Croissant. Like, I'm here to talk about Super Galaxy Squadron EX. Okay, we're not talking any projects. We technically have two. You could say we have an unnamed project right now.
Okay, because I only know about Project Croissant.
Yeah, Project Croissant is somewhere. It's in a remote location, taken care of. But right now, it's a lot of like this unnamed thing that we haven't even talked about yet in Super Galaxy Squadron. That free update we're doing for that.
By the way, if you guys haven't, we did talk about this when it came out, but if you haven't purchased Super Galaxy Squadron, go check it out. We didn't even start this off as a pitch for this, but since all this shit goes to charity, you should definitely go buy it anyway. Because it's $8. Child's Play, I believe. Is it goes to Child's Play? Yeah.
Yeah, basically, if you don't want Dave to get any more money, you're fine purchasing that game because none of it goes to him.
There you go.
It's like just
it's $8 and it's like a bullet hell sort of.
It's a shmup.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's getting a big update.
Like a Raiden 2 kind of.
Yeah. So go check that out. And now on to more video games. Now that we asked Christian the hard questions, which is what I put in this document. Project Croissant was the hard question. That was the hard one. Hashtag fuck Dave, get it trending. Scott, VidGams. Did you play any?
Video games. I did. Mostly Counter-Strike as per usual.
Fucking give.
And beyond that, I did play a round or so of Killing Floor. The first time I had played the open the open beta, and it was good, but it was still I'm ready. It wasn't different enough for me to feel like I wanted to play just because I played a lot of the beta, and I'm ready definitely for new classes and new content. I'm excited for that. I don't know.
It's coming very soon.
Is
that happening very soon?
They've hinted that they're like already close-ish to the next big content update.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's good.
I've been holding off on playing more of it until then because I think if they don't wipe the classes when they do this big content update, then I don't think they're going to wipe the classes at all.
I can see
Probably a
that.
safe bet. That's a safe bet.
Yeah.
But so I'm kind of waiting to play more until I see that. And it's like, all right, if they're going to wipe it, they'll wipe it here when they do this big update. If not, then I'll pour my life into it.
Right, yeah.
I generally am against wiping.
Yes.
I don't
wiping.
ever wipe.
Never.
Yeah, that's true too.
Let that shit build up.
Yeah, that's about.
Did you play Life is Strange this week? Or was that
that's right. Yeah, no, that's a good call. Absolutely, I did play Life is Strange this week, the episode 3, and that game. I would say that game is the most fun game that I've streamed in a long time. Mostly because it just kind of becomes. I mean, I don't know. Like for some people really seem to be moved by Life is Strange, and after this is my issue with that game. Like the first episode, I was really like all in. I was like. I thought that it was really going to go somewhere like pretty good. Like the production value was cool. It was a unique thing. Episode 2, the writing got a little ridiculous, and I was kind of like, all right, where's this going? This third episode was fucking. I don't even really know what to say. I was laughing for all the wrong reasons, and by the end of it, like it just kind of did this thing. I won't ruin it if you haven't seen it or if you're going to play it. But by the end, I was just like, what? Anyway, it just didn't make it. It just felt kind of lazy and didn't make any sense to me at the end. There's going to be 2 more episodes. But yeah, it's always a good time, regardless of if I think like it actually has any merit to it. It's a good game to stream at the very least. And definitely worth checking out I think it's only, are they $5 per episode? I'm not 100% sure.
I don't know.
Definitely like, it's not like a poorly made game in the sense of like technologically or anything like that. But anyway, it's very full of hipster buzzwords, and it's very hip with it, so to speak. words like amazeballs are used on the regular,
God.
and it's very. The thing I have to appreciate about it is that it's very like it's very aware of itself, and so I think part of like sometimes it's so ridiculous that I think they understand that they are being ridiculous. So I can't, you know what I mean? Like I can't really fault it for that. But there was just some hilarious things that
Does
happened.
anyone rock their manga in Life is Strange?
Yes, there's manga references.
Okay.
What else was there? Yeah, there's just so many. It's hard to even just put. Yeah, Rotendo. It's very hip. But definitely, I don't know. Definitely worth checking out. I think you could definitely have fun with it, even if you're not going to stream it and have other people's, talk. Like, it's just so fun because basically it just becomes like people just are donating and with ridiculous things that happen in the game. And like, anyway, I really want to talk about what happened at the end of this episode, but I won't because I know people want to play it. But it was fun. Yeah, that was the other big one that I played. Good call on catching that. I didn't even.
Just gonna
Totally
throw
forgot.
this in Skype chat for you guys real quick.
Also words like primordial and smarmy. Yes, those were all used.
Smarmy.
Smarmy. Yeah. Shaka bra. Yeah, that was used.
Jesus.
Oh,
The port, like there was at one point where you break into the boys' locker room and there's a vape sitting there on like on a
Guilty.
Of course there is.
yeah, there's a vape sitting like on like the bench, and when you go over it, it says, "Oh no, that poor hipster lost his vape." You know what I mean? So like, it's pretty aware of itself. So I mean, and that killed me. So I don't know. There's good and there's bad. It's definitely, I would say, maybe worth checking out at the very least.
I think Amazeballs might be my least favorite.
Yeah, it's up there for me
Like-
too. Yeah.
Is it a word or is it a meme?
No, it's actually, I think it's in the dictionary.
No,
Maybe
it's
not.
not.
Hold
Better fucking not be.
Amazeballs.
Quitting the English language.
Baseball.
I don't know, man. No, it's probably just Urban Dictionary. Amazeballs in the Oxford Dictionary.
All right, I'm done. Humanity,
Amazeballs.
pack it up.
Extremely good or impressive, amazing. The atmosphere was nothing special, but the food was Amazeballs.
That
In
is
the
fucking
Oxford.
gross.
Wow. Incredible. So they're, anyway.
I'm done.
Yeah, I know. I knew that would kill the cast if we actually did some research.
Well, pack it up, guys.
All right, we're done.
Good to have
here.
Christian on. Thank you so much for coming out tonight.
It was Amazeballs, everybody.
Oh, God damn it! Anything else, Scott?
No, that's it for me this week. Yeah.
As soon as you said Amazeballs, I had to pull out that Gamer Girl by Mary Mancusi. You guys should go read the synopsis.
I saw the synopsis. I saw that get retweeted this
you
week.
can-
That was incredible.
Rock your manga as hard as you can. Brandon, video games.
Ah.
Yeah, I actually played quite a bit this week. So I played, finished Wolfenstein: The Old Blood.
Yes, so
Almost
did I.
like I almost just ran into the ending. I didn't
Yeah.
realize that the end was the end, and it ended, and I was like, oh, okay, because I had come back. I had come back to it after a couple nights, and I basically played for like 10 minutes and got to the ending.
Yeah.
Like after that point, so I was kind of surprised by it. The story was like okay. I
Yeah.
thought it was all right, but like the action is pretty good, and I definitely think it's worth like the $20 or whatever
Yeah.
that it costs. It was a pretty good extension onto the New Order.
Yeah.
I played one game of CS:GO and I got my rank pack, so there was that.
What rank are you at right now?
DMG.
Okay.
I very briefly played Prison Architect, just because basically it was a moment of guilt of having so many games in my Steam library that I've never played, and I think this was one of them that like I had gotten, I want to say on a Humble Bundle or something, and I thought it looked all right, and so I started playing it real quick, and I played through probably 20-30 minutes, like the kind of tutorial thing, and then I haven't gone back to it. It seems okay. It actually seems like way more complex than I gave it credit for, so I might try that again here in a bit. But the main thing that I played, and I do not normally buy $60 games, but I bought into the hype and I got The Witcher 3. So I've been playing that for quite a bit this weekend because we have the long weekend. So that's actually why I bought it, because I thought we've got the long weekend. I have some free time. I'll go ahead and play it. And I don't know if we want to talk about it now or we can come back to it because I don't know if other people have played it and will want to chime in.
I've played it, so we can talk about it now. I don't think
I find it to be rather ass.
Really?
You don't like it?
Yeah. No.
You're like the only person I've heard say that. I haven't played it, so I don't know. But
it just seemed like the story just seemed like everybody's missing a daughter. It's like let me just take this storyline and just every single person that you run into is almost exactly the same as the others. Everybody has a problem. There's like every single character that you meet has a problem, and that in itself is a problem to me. Plus, it runs like shit.
Really?
It's fucking terrible.
I'm on SLI 970s on full ultra, and it's fine.
I'm on two 980s, and for whatever fucking reason, I'll drop into like the 40s sometimes.
I bet it's hair. It's the hair.
I have the hair off.
Okay, then I have no explanation.
I have hair off and anti-aliasing off. I'm using anti-aliasing in my NVIDIA control panel because that gets you better performance in most games, and it's still fucking terrible.
Huh. Yeah,
so my game, I've had kind of a frustrating issue that I don't think I can fix, and I've seen other people that seem to have that problem, is I have like sort of micro stutters. Even turning the game down to low, turning every single thing off, like getting crazy FPS, I will still get little stutters, little hitches in the game that just kind of make it not pleasant. Which has
you playing full screen window?
I've tried both. I can't seem to fix it. Actually, I had upgraded my drivers to the new version that's optimized for The Witcher, and then I downgraded my drivers to try that too. I haven't been able to fix it. So that's actually been like probably one of the worst parts so far, is just not being able to fix that specific thing. And like my frame rate is fine, but the game still feels bad because of this issue.
Feels bad, man.
But I mean I like the game. I've never played a Witcher game, so I came into it completely fresh. I think like the depth of the game is astounding.
Yes.
I mean I'm sure I haven't even scratched the surface, but just like the depth and like the complexity of the game is remarkable. So that's both a good thing and a bad thing. I think like for me, the systems in this game are almost too complex. Like I feel like I don't know the best way to like get anything done in terms of like, should I do alchemy? Do I need this potion? Do I like I didn't know how to repair my weapon, and my weapon like broke in the middle of combat, and I didn't actually like know how to go fix it. There are so many things in the game that like so many systems that I feel inundated by choice, and it's like when I level up, what should I do with this ability point I have? Am I making the right choice? Am I screwing up my character? So like the depth is great. It's just that I feel like there are a ton of different systems at play that make it in a way like really kind of hard to approach, like hard to keep going.
And it's actually been dumbed down significantly. I've heard from The Witcher
really
1 and even then
Witcher
The Witcher
2 was
2.
bad, yeah.
The Witcher 1 was supposed to be like the most inaccessible fucking game like ever.
That's why I
2's
honestly
worse.
haven't played 2 or 3. Like the first one I played, I was just like, what the fuck am I doing? I remember running that game for like 4 hours, and I had no clue in the first game what to do. Just zero.
I still don't plan on playing 3 until I finish 2, which
I definitely am going to
probably
give 3 a
never.
try.
Well, actually,
but-
for reasons that I won't go into, it would have been. It's not like game breaking by any means.
Yeah.
But it would have been awesome to have played. Like 1 doesn't really matter, but it would have been awesome to play 2, because there are some things that happen in 3 that are related, I guess, is the best roundabout way I can say that without going into the depth of it.
Even in 2, there was like, I had not played 1 ever, and even in 2, I felt that there were a lot of like, they kind of infer certain things that I guess you're supposed to know from 1. So like, in The Witcher 2, very early on in the game, not much of a spoiler, you come into town and there's this like bard kind of guy who's about to be hung, and you're like, why does Garrett? Is it Garrett? What's that guy's name?
Geralt.
Geralt. I'm like, why does Geralt like care about this guy? Because he goes and saves them, and then you can kind of infer from the conversation that they have afterwards that they know each other from the first game. But I have no idea who this guy is, what he's done, what his relationship to Geralt is. Like, I don't. I kind of wish that I had the patience to play all 3 games. You know what I mean?
Well, as someone who barely played 1 and didn't touch 2, I've been actually pretty fine with 3. Like just going in with almost no knowledge.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
really liked 2. I think that might be part of my problem.
Because 2 is the one that's like, if you don't think 3 is complex, Brandon, don't ever touch 2.
Well, I mean, like it's just complex enough that it's. I mean, it doesn't.
It's daunting. It's not like
daunting.
impossible.
Like it's daunting. I'm just saying for like it still feels to me like a really niche game because of the way it's built. Like it's getting all this mainstream publicity and a lot of people are going to pick it up. Like for what is now sort of a mainstream game, it feels really dense with all of these different systems. I mean, just like figuring out how and when I upgrade my weapons and my gear, and like, do I need to put this oil on it? Do I need to craft potions? I don't know how to craft a potion. Still, I'm 10 hours in. I'm like 8-10 hours in. I don't know how to craft a potion.
I almost like this. I like the fact that a game this complicated is becoming mainstream. And I honestly hope that they don't embrace the mainstream and make the next game overly dumbed down.
So yeah, it's like you just do alchemy and then you make that's it. It's like not.
Well, no, I know, but like the thing is that I guess what I'm saying is some of the tutorial stuff in the beginning was really helpful. As a brand new person to the game, like sometimes I will get into combat encounters and like this actually happened today, and I turned down the difficulty because of it to get through it. I didn't have any potions because I don't like. It never told me I should craft potions or like why I should do that. And I get into like this kind of series of quests that sort of are one after the other, and I can't like go back to town and craft stuff. And I'm in the middle of it, and I don't have any potions, so I just have to kind of hope that I can get through this quest from instead of like dying and having to reload my save game.
What difficulty are you playing on as well?
I was playing on just normal difficulty, and now I'm playing on the easiest one.
Oh, I'm playing on the second easiest now. I mean, I don't know. I felt almost the opposite that you did about it, but like because of the tutorial, and because the tutorial is essentially like 6 hours long, like I kind of know exactly how you're supposed to approach the battles now, but I also have played a lot of RPGs, so I think that plays in my favor. Although I haven't played a lot of Witcher games, but yeah.
I guess just I don't necessarily say this as like a bad thing, but like you walk around and there are all of these herbs on the ground. Like you can waste so much time picking up herbs that you don't even know like how to use them. You don't even know if they're useful. You can't like I've picked up so many herbs that I just have them all strewn across my inventory, and I don't know what I should do with them, or like if I should keep them, if I should sell them. I guess it's like there's so much stuff. You pick up so much stuff that you don't know what to do with any of it. Like when I go to a merchant, I don't know what should I sell this? Should I keep it? Should I buy this?
Brandon,
later in the game,
have
are
you
you going to regret it?
how to smoke your herbs yet? Because I think that's the main thing you're missing. You can smoke all of them.
I actually did fuck up on that because I didn't know. I assumed that junk items were just that. Like you just sold them for coin, but you can dismantle them into crafting components, which it doesn't actually. It says it on the tooltips for them, but it doesn't ever tutorial that, I guess. Like, it never tells you that, and you could have gotten a bunch of crafting components, but I sold all these instead. So then I didn't have
I guess that's what I mean is, like, I'm so scared to do something wrong that I will later learn was, like, a huge mistake, and I can't change it, and I can't change the way I'm building my character and all this money I've spent, like, to make certain potions or, like, certain weapons or whatever.
Well, on that, don't be as scared of that, because when you make potions and stuff, you only have to make them once. So that's a big thing that it doesn't tell you at all. So once you make a potion, you just have it. And the way to replenish it is just to meditate. So, and that's the same thing with like your bombs and with potions, all that kind of stuff. But it's not. It is a dense game. But I found the coolest thing for me and was just walking around in that world. Like
it is a beautiful game.
Care.
It's the most beautiful game I've ever played. Yeah. Aside from the little graphical stuttering issue I've had, like when it's. I can put that aside as like an issue they need to solve, but the game itself, like the graphics are astounding.
Yeah, it's just I did not fast travel for like my entire stream the first night I played it because I was just like, why would I want to skip with a loading screen when I can just ride through this? Also, shout outs to Roach, the dumbest horse on the planet. Roach is an idiot.
Is
actually,
Roach his
that's-
canonical name, or did you just name
Roach
your
is
horse
his
Roach?
name. Roach is his name.
Okay.
And
That's actually, I think, one of the worst things in the game is like the movement is garbage.
yeah, the movement
is
the
hot
movement is
garbage.
straight terrible. I fell off a cliff within 1 second of starting the game.
I've always felt that about Witcher. Having played Witcher 2 a little bit, I always felt that the movement was very like overly scripted almost.
Like you
It's
want
like
it.
very inertial. You have to,
Yeah.
have to. It's sort of the way a person walks. Like I can't just
Yeah.
automatically be walking at 3 to 5 miles an hour. Like I'm not just instantly going that
Yeah.
fast. But it's still a video game, and
Yeah.
that is just. It's like it's one of those things that you just want it to be like a video game and not like real life.
So-
because real life sucks.
Here's what it feels like, blah. You'll get this because you play a lot of Souls. It feels like being fat in Souls.
Oh, fat rolling all the
Yeah.
time. Yes.
It feels like fat
Well-
rolling all the time when you dodge.
Well, Witcher 2 is the same way, and
Yeah.
I've played The Witcher 2.
but
so.
it is from all accounts better combat than The Witcher 2. And I have
Yes.
had no problems with the actual combat itself as far
Yeah, I
as chaining
think
together.
the combat's fine. It's just like walking
Yeah.
and trying to pick stuff up, and Geralt like kind of turns around because you missed it a little bit.
Yes.
And then like Roach is just
Roach is a
he
fucking
stops when he's
moron.
going on like a 15-degree incline. He'll completely come to a stop.
Although
Roach.
Shout outs to AJ, AJ Likes Gaming, for telling me though that Roach essentially makes you invincible. He's like, I was running away from some things and I accidentally fell off like a fucking mountain. But since I was on Roach, it was okay. Like I landed and everything was fine. Like if he had fallen off that as just Geralt, he would have died. But
Yeah.
like Roach, so you can call Roach. So if you get off Roach and then go explore an area, you can call him. I'm using a controller because it's easier for me with my hand. And you double click, double tap left stick, and it calls Roach, and he appears like 30 feet away. But if you're not in the middle of an open field, Roach will never get to you. You have to go to him because he just gets stuck on a wall or like a twig or a tall blade of grass or pretty much anything. Calling Roach is like very, very hit and miss, but he's an idiot. He is an idiot when you call him. One time I called him and he drowned himself under a bridge. I was like, Roach, come on, dude. But that being said, I love that game so much. So much. I'm 6 hours in and just I don't want to put it down pretty much.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it. Aside from like the kind of technical issue I've had has made it a little bit less enjoyable, but I think the story is pretty good, and
Yeah.
I'm like I want to continue it, but I think I'm going to just continue it on the easiest difficulty.
Yeah, that's what a
because
lot of people are doing, man. You're not alone there.
Yeah, I just like that's not normally how I play games. I'll normally play them on like the normal or the intended difficulty. But like this game, I think is just because it is so vast. Like honestly, I have to just be honest with myself that I kind of just want to see more of the game, and I care less about the difficulty of the combat.
Yeah. It was like people in my chat were like, yo, you should play on the hardest difficulty because then there's like tons of strategy before going into battle and like tons of prep to do. And I was like, I don't care. I just kind of want to get done with this.
Having just today gone through what I think is like the first major boss, it would be literally impossible with the way that I have played the game so far. Like I would not have completed it, and I would have put the game down if that was the only difficulty.
Big hints though for people out there. Go into your glossary, which is just in your menu with your inventory and stuff. Look at the bestiary before you fight something, and it will tell you exactly what the weaknesses of the thing you're going to fight are. And
Yeah, that's always been a
very
staple of the
easy to
series.
take like 5 minutes and go get the potions and equip the sign that you should be using on that thing. One of the side quests was like a cakewalk once I knew exactly what this thing's weakness was, and it was hard before. It was really hard without it, but once I knew that. So also leveling is very slow. I actually questioned in the beginning, if you're going to get this game, do not worry if you're still level 1 or level 2 after like an hour and a half. That's just that's just how the game works.
Yeah, they don't ramp up the levels very quickly. Like you're usually used to getting your first few levels in a game really fast, and then it starts to slow down. Witcher just seems to be pretty constant.
Yeah, but overall, I mean, I can't agree with John fully. I think it's lived up to the hype completely.
I liked Witcher 2 too much.
But
Also Gwent, the card game is like, it's ridiculous that they've built another game inside of their game.
Yep, they had
Triple
poker
Triad
dice
called.
before. They had like
Poker dice was okay.
But yeah, and I actually have mine on the GOG Galaxy client thing, which is pretty nice.
Is the card game actually good in that game?
I mean, I think
fun?
it is good. Yeah, it's very hard, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, like I have not bought any of the cards or whatever. Basically, anytime you come up to a merchant or a lot of different people, you can buy new Gwent cards, and you can like challenge merchants to play Gwent with you. It's a cool idea, but I'm just terrible at it.
Yeah,
it seems pretty deep.
That's actually a pretty established concept in games that you probably haven't played, Brandon. So like Final Fantasy VIII had a card game built into it called Triple Triad that was really fun and very, very rewarding. Final Fantasy IX had one that made no sense to human beings and had no rewards. And Final Fantasy XIV is now using Triple Triad from Final Fantasy VIII. So it's like, I love card games within games. I think because like it creates like a whole little, it's not only fun to play if it's done right, but it's also like a world building thing where like this is something that the denizens of this world do in their pastime. You know what I mean? Like it adds a little bit to the immersion.
All right.
Yeah, I'm just impressed with the detail of it. I mean, like the amount of cards, the fact that the concept seems really well thought out. I mean, that game, I think you would be able to sell that as like a standalone $15 or $20 game.
Yeah.
It appears that fleshed out to me.
So, anything else? You play anything else this week?
No, that's about it.
It's games.
Christian,
Yeah.
what vid games have you played lately?
A lot of sports games.
Talk to me about
we don't get
sports.
sports games often, so yeah.
Yeah,
I know, it's just me.
right now, as I'm doing this and reading the chat and everything, I have the Cavs game up on another television. Like I'm very much sports. So I've been playing NBA, NHL, which I know Dan would be glad to hear.
I've been grinding away at that all weekend.
Yeah, I've been playing the OTP, and then they just released all the new announcements for the next game, so I'm all hyped for that.
Yeah, 16 sounds good.
I should be playing Backyard Sports again, but I'm not yet. I need to get back in there and get Pablo Sanchez that heat. Pablo Sanchez and Pete Wheeler will tear you apart. I guarantee it.
Where's Mike? And we need Nuketown Noob in here.
Yeah,
or no, I'm
Mike
sorry, Swift. I'm sorry, Swift
Swift
CS.
CS.
Swift CS.
Swift CS in
Underscore
here.
Swift CS.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Cannot
exactly,
forget.
Christian. We need him. Every time he hears about Pablo, he always goes crazy in chat. He loves Backyard
It's
Baseball.
been like sports games and Hearthstone for me though, really.
you
The
love
Witcher wasn't
Hearthstone.
really like on my radar. The Witcher seemed like Fable for adults, and I wasn't like that hot on Fable, so I just kind of like missed it all, basically. But it's just been sports games and Hearthstone. It's a bit different, I guess.
What's your favorite
But-
Hearthstone deck?
Favorite Hearthstone deck. Right now, I just really like the Grim Patron Warrior, as terrible as that is. to say.
Ew.
I know. Look,
It's so
hit me up on it.
broken.
It's grimy. I know, but
At
it's
least
been
very
fun to
grimy.
play it.
It's
You
very
admit your
grimy.
griminess, so that's
It's
good.
grimy. I take a shower after every session of Hearthstone, just because of that deck.
Shit.
Alrighty. John.
The dotes. Mostly just
Still
the
on that
dotes.
Dota
A
grind.
little bit of CSGO, but mostly the dotes.
Man, what is the compendium at now?
$1 billion.
Is it at 10 million yet? Already? I'm checking right now. The page takes forever to load. 8.985 million. Doing all right, those Dota guys. Blah.
Yes, sir. I've actually been in a little bit of a rut with games. Like I can't find something that I want to play like all the time by myself. So like most of my time has been going to my Dark Souls 2 offline, like or off stream run through, which almost feels like a waste because I'm also I'm so much further than my stream now because I never get to stream. So it's kind of like everything that all of this stuff that they've added in Scholar isn't going to be a surprise to me now. You know what I mean? So it's a little bit of a waste, which is kind of a shame. But I am having a lot of fun with that playthrough anyway. And then I'm playing Smash Brothers a lot at work. I'm actually getting like fairly okay. I'm improving a lot. My game has been getting pretty good. I'm Ganondorf main, and I've been thrashing my coworker and friend Atrioc, who plays Sheik, which is like most people here probably don't play Melee, but Sheik is like a hard counter to Ganondorf. Ganondorf is like a B tier character, so whenever you watch any major tournament, it's almost always going to be an A tier. Pretty much every time an A tier character player is going to be the one who walks away from the tournament. So Ganondorf plays at a disadvantage already. I just enjoy playing him anyway. And Sheik, who is an A tier character, is known as his hardest matchup by far. Like if you play a Sheik, you should like never lose to Ganondorf. But I've been doing pretty well against him because Atrac is trash. I hope he's watching this. He's probably not. And we got a Metal Slug arcade cabinet at the office, which I have been just absolutely loving. I'm currently trying to find the time wherever I can to get all 10 high scores on that machine. Because the high scores that already existed when we first got the cabinet was the highest score was just below 3 million. And me and Tyler played through it, and I saw the high score, and I was maybe like third or fourth on the list after me and Tyler played our first time. And that was during 2-player. You actually get a lot more score playing alone because you all the pickups and drops and all the damage points that you get go to you. So I've started. I now have the top 3 scores. Breaking 3 million was like easy. Now I'm starting to break 4 million, getting close to 5 million. My goal is to have every single high score on that machine by the time we cycle it out for another machine, and I want to break 6 million.
There you go.
Metal
Goals,
Slug
man.
is fucking. It's
Gotta
Metal Slug
have 'em.
3. Metal Slug is fucking incredible.
You can get Metal Slug on Steam, by the way, folks.
We have NBA Jam arcade cabinet. That's really all that matters.
We'll send Mike out there so you guys can see him get salty as fuck playing NBA Jam.
I think I think that the Metal Slug on Steam might have frame rate issues.
I don't know. I just know it's on there.
I do know that there have been a couple of ports of Metal Slug that have been incredibly poor. And so there was like Metal Slug 2, I think it was a PlayStation game that they brought back out on PSN for download on PS3. And they didn't fix any of it was a direct port. And that game had like the worst fucking frame rate issues. Like the slowdown was incredible in that game. And then they released Metal Slug X, which was a remake of Metal Slug 2, but with the frame rate issues corrected.
Nice. Let me see what's on Steam. I forget. Metal Slug 3, Metal Slug X, and Metal Slug Defense.
Get Metal Slug X, I would say, because that
don't want Metal
one
Slug
will not
Defense.
have...
That's free to play, and I have no idea what that's going to be like. All right, on to me, which really was just Witcher 3, and I'm still grinding away at Street Fighter. Much like Blah, getting better, still bad. And I use a F tier character, so.
Who do you play?
I play Dalsim, who's one of probably the bottom 5 of the cast. So it's a struggle sometimes. Certain characters I just have. It feels like there's nothing I can do. I have no tools to get at anything. But so I've been playing that. Played a little GTA Online on Friday, and I've been grinding away at NHL 15 regular season stuff to prep for streams, because I don't play the regular season on stream. I just play the playoffs on stream. It's more fun. So yeah, that's been about it. I just need to move on to T-Hawk, so I'll use another shit character from the shit character I already used. That is it for the initial segment here, guys. Solid 50-minute segment.
Back to the old. I feel like for a while we weren't doing the hour long.
We had a generous pre-show too, so
Yeah,
that's
true.
actually short.
That's a good point.
Good thing I don't have to work tomorrow. We're going to be taking a 3-minute commercial break. If you never want to see commercials on this channel again, and you want KBMOD A as an emote, you should probably subscribe to this channel. You can also check out Loot Crate below the stream as another way to support us. And we'll see you guys in 3 minutes. I did watch Stunfest today, though, and I think it is the best, highest level esport thing I've ever watched.
I have no clue what that is.
Ever. It was Street Fighter.
Oh.
And Daigo and Momochi was the grand final. And I don't think I've ever seen two people playing better in a video game against each other. It was unfucking believable. Unbelievable. Like, announcers like basically ran out of stuff to say because so
You can only scream so loud.
yeah. Daigo Momochi played a set like on the way to grand finals, and Momochi beat him, but even that was like insane, and that was like a quarterfinal, and then Daigo came all the way back from loser's side to play Momochi in the final, and it was just he beat the hell out of him in the final, but it was still like incredibly good to watch. Like, the mind games that was going on between those two was... like, people just think Street Fighter's, reactions or all that kind of stuff. I mean, that is part of it. But these guys were just... The spacing they had was so perfect that they were just whiffing hits, like, almost touching each other, but not quite. But, like, they would move back and forth and sort of shimmy and be so good on footsies, is what they call it, that it was just, like... it was unbelievable to watch. Daigo's 34 and won a major, so
Yeah, that's
crazy.
He's been around forever.
Say old people can't win at esports.
You can't be competitive in games once you pass 30.
Yeah. Tell that to Justin Wong and Daigo and Arturo and.
How's Justin Wong do in general? Like the past couple,
he hasn't been doing very well in Street Fighter, although he makes top 8 like almost every. That's kind of a if you're not winning but you're making top 8s consistently, like you're pretty fucking good. Because the field is like 300 people usually, so if you're making top 8,
still very impressive. Yeah.
Justin wins Marvel a lot. It's like not the top game, not the game that I'm sure if you talk to him, it's probably not the game that he wants to be winning in. He wants to be winning a Street Fighter with that 500K on the line at the end of the year. But
Marvel's kind of dead. F-Champ's not even going to be playing Marvel anymore.
So, but yeah, Justin's still crushing it at Marvel. He's pretty good at MKX as well, and he is a really good streamer. There aren't that many FGC dudes who are good streamers. So, and not that many that do it that often, which is so weird. It's such a good game to do, such a good type of game to do it with. There's a lot of downtime to chat, and everyone always wants to know, like, information about the game, about the characters, because everything is so deep in those games.
Yeah.
So, but there's just not that many people that stream fighting games at a high level individually. Tournaments do well, of course, but so.
Why do you think that is, though, too? Like, because I feel like wouldn't that? I mean, because the
know.
viewership's there, right? If it's a pro,
the only good individual stream I've ever seen was PR Balrog, and he kind of stopped. He stopped streaming and got a job at like Nvidia or something like that. And PR Balrog's stream was amazing. Like, he was super good because between matches is can be several minutes. It can be as long as you want it to be. So. Yeah. But I don't know. It's just there's just not that many of them. Justin kills it though, at least lately.
He's engaging. He's always been really talkative.
Also, he's a fucking amazing player. So
that's all it takes. Like, a lot of people want to start streaming.
He likes to pass off his knowledge, which is
and that's what people want to see. That's
particularly
why
with fighting game guys, because it looks like a reactionary game, but in reality, it's all like knowledge.
There's a lot more to it than that. Yeah,
a lot of mind games going on too. Like
a lot of it's very mental. Yeah.
So, all right, news. The biggest news, which was kind of not news because there's only 7 seconds of footage.
No, that's generous. There's 3 seconds of footage.
I still was hype.
I still was hype. I'll be honest. I was still hyped just to see a Revenant in new graphics. I was just like, yes.
Talking about the Doom trailer.
The Doom teaser, 3 seconds of
the
Doom.
full length is 11 seconds.
Yeah.
3 seconds is generous. I counted 2.7 myself going back, but yeah.
8 seconds of that is just like the stuff you put before and after a video.
And part of it is like the double barrel shotgun render. But then they show a Revenant, and I'm just like, yes. But June 14th, we'll see full-on gameplay at E3. But along with that, which again, I was still pretty hype off the 3 seconds, there was a leak of what Doom, I guess you could call it Doom 4 when this stuff was in development. The new one is, of course, just called Doom. Doom 4, what it was going to look like before they scrapped. I don't know if longtime listeners of this podcast may remember when they said they scrapped the game completely 2 or 3 years ago and then rebuilt it from scratch. And if this is what it was going to look like, I'm really glad that they scrapped it. The video's already been taken down in this PC Gamer article.
I linked a mirror.
But it looks like, to me, like a Stalker game. If you guys ever play anything in the Stalker series, sort of a post-apocalyptic, like not a space marine at all. Like it's like they were trying to make gritty Doom.
It almost looks. It honestly kind of looks as if the same way that they took Wolfenstein in kind of a different path.
Yeah.
It looks like they were maybe trying to do something similar with Doom, like arc the story in a different way, take it in a little different direction.
I don't like it though.
It looks like Metro almost.
Yeah, that's exactly.
It
what
definitely
it
doesn't look like Doom. If you hadn't told me this was
you
associated
would never
to Doom, I would not have guessed this was supposed to be a Doom game.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I wonder if the people there even know what it is anymore. Like, what is a Doom game to these people? Is anybody still left?
No.
I mean, I
think so.
I think like it seems like that's what they're doing. The new Doom game, the gameplay from QuakeCon last year, this trailer, like it seems like it's leaning into everything Doom is, which is like crazy weapons, a lot of gore. Like I think there's still a place for that type of game.
I know that Dave, shouts to Dave Oshry, even though we said fuck Dave earlier.
But just the gore and the weaponry and shit isn't enough for this generation. Like they have to find something.
So what Doom looks like, the new one here, it looks like they're redoing Doom 2, just modern, which I'm totally okay with, if that's like the way you're going to go with this. But Dave said it looked very fast and extremely violent last year when they showed it off at QuakeCon. So, I mean, hopefully, I hope it goes in that way. Make it old school. Like, I'd be totally fine with that. Doom 3 was a departure, too, from what Doom is. More of a horror game, of course, than...
This comes back to what I said before, is is the formula of Doom, you know what I mean? Like, is it still relevant? I mean, they can make it... I know what you mean.
If they do, like, killing floor level gore,
that's what
and
I'm
they
saying.
do it right, like, that you have to get to that level. Like, right now, killing floor is really sticking with a lot of people because it is so fucking gory.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous.
They have that Machine Games team that just put out like 2 Wolfenstein games, basically.
Yeah.
And Wolfenstein has that kind of combat, like run and gun. You know, I'm just gonna.
It's a fast
unload
game
with
if you
2.
want it to be. Yeah.
Yeah. So like they definitely have people, like they have the expertise still within that studio to make kind of a fast shooter.
Yeah.
I'm honestly like the only thing I'm worried about is that they are hyping it so much. Like this, the only thing I don't like is this 3-second trailer is like frankly a slap in the face.
A little
like
bit.
you could have done at least like a 30-second trailer. Like give us something to talk about before your E3 press conference. This is like you're saying you're going to gameplay reveal. You gameplay revealed at QuakeCon last year. I saw it. It looked good. You've said literally nothing since QuakeCon last year. Like I don't think.
Yeah, all I'm going off of is Dave Oshry's live tweets. Like that is all I'm going off of as far as this game. Like seriously,
like I honestly would not have expected them to wait almost a full year to do a worldwide gameplay reveal. Because, like, you have to figure they're going to have playable at QuakeCon, right? They have to.
Yeah.
They have to have something to get people to go to QuakeCon.
Yeah.
Like the consumer part. Like if you're not a BYOC, like there's nothing to go to QuakeCon for.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I feel like they're hyping it up so much that, I mean, I hope it lives up to the hype. I was hyped about it last year, but they've had a full, almost a full year more to work on it.
Yeah. So hopefully it's good. There will be a lot of
Rise of the Triad.
Yeah, go play Rise of the Triad.
Yeah.
I think there's
New
some
update.
dudes. Yeah, there's some dudes we know that made this
Day
game.
present.
Shitlords.
Moving on to the real shitlords, though. Shoutouts to Konami.
Oh dear.
Doing everything in the world to sink their business on purpose. For those that don't know, first they fired or laid off Hideo Kojima, of course the creator of Metal Gear, which then in turn scrapped the Silent Hills game, so he would no longer be there, which looked great from at least PT, a standpoint of PT, which was fantastic.
Yeah.
And Metal Gear will probably never get finished. I mean, Metal Gear Solid 5 is obviously going to come out, but that series will probably not continue beyond this. And Konami has just said they're moving on to the mobile space.
God, I feel like there has to be somebody on the inside in like just trying
So
to
many
bring down
good
Konami.
franchises. So many good
Somebody
franchises.
is trying to fuck this. And also like just reading this article, like just how legitimately like dumbfounded like Del Toro seemed to have been by like everything was going well, everyone's having a blast. And then it's just like, nah, we're done.
Well, I don't know if management changed there, but that's what it
Yeah,
feels
maybe,
like. It feels
maybe.
like management changed and was just like, you know what? We're making some money, but it's not enough
Yeah.
to be loyal to these all-time great franchises like Metal Gear and, just
Yeah.
moving to the mobile space. They're like, we're no longer going to focus on consoles. And, like, that's what you've always done. Like, I don't... like Castlevania, Contra, Metal Gear, Silent Hill, all these things RIP basically until you can play them on your iPhone in a much shittier version.
Contra on the iPhone sounds like a good time.
That would be terrible. But like all these good games, all these good sad really. But it's like over the last few months they've been like, how can we dismantle Konami? How can we do this? What
Seems like they're basically not really going to make video games anymore.
Yeah, that's what it sounds
Yeah.
like.
They're in a ton of
That
other
sounds like it.
businesses.
Yeah. So we'll have to keep an eye on this and see when they finally just say, "Hey, we're bowing out of this shit." See you, dudes.
We don't have the news in the news for this doc, but I wanted to see if any of you guys saw that thing about like who was it? One of the TV companies had like a strip television. It was like a millimeter thick that you could like stick to your wall, but it was a TV.
Yeah.
Did you see that shit?
I did see that.
That
I
shit's
think it was,
fucked up.
Was it Samsung or LG? It was one of those two,
One of
I
them.
think.
That shit's fucked up.
Yeah, it's like a
I
piece of
want
paper.
that. Like I want that. I
Yeah.
want that.
Put some tape on the back. Put it on
I
your
don't
wall.
have- no, it sticks. It's sticky.
Okay,
you
I
don't even
didn't
need
know
a
that.
wall mount. You don't even need
It's
the
kind of
wall
like
mount.
a fathead, but useful.
Yeah.
Basically, like a,
Fathead, but not for freaking nerds.
yeah.
Jock
I
nerds.
don't know if I'm the only person that wants that or not, but
That sounds
No,
fantastic.
sounds cool. Sounds cool as
You
fuck.
get a panel van, put that on the outside.
That
You
would
got
be
something
sick,
going
yeah.
on there.
yeah, dude, you could stick it to the side of your car, wire it up to like your alternator to feed it some power, and just like have dicks on the side of your car all the time.
And then if the cop comes around, you just change it to something,
Yeah,
Exactly.
we're good.
there's not dicks on this car.
There's
Are you
no
kidding?
dicks in this car, sir. And then when he looks away, turn the dicks back on,
Yeah.
and then turn them off.
He quickly turns back. Gotcha. I knew it.
I knew
Kids
you
with
had
dick
dicks.
cars. Always putting dicks on the side of your car.
It's a warning today, son.
Rose says no one wants it for that reason. I know we shouldn't reference chat, but you're absolutely incorrect, sir.
All right. Now for interesting ways to deal with cheaters, we head over to Daybreak Games, maker of H1Z1, who just banned like 30,000 people from H1Z1. Daybreak's president, John Smedley, or as I called him in the news article this week, Young Smedley, has said that if you got banned, but you post a YouTube channel or a YouTube video, it has to be public. You can't do it unlisted. It has to be public. You have to tweet it at him and Daybreak, and it has to be a sincere apology in the video. And they've unbanned, I think at the time of this article anyway, they had unbanned 3 people out of 30K. So no one, and the one dude he said is being rebanned because he made the video private after he put it out there. So, yo, shout outs to Daybreak for handling cheating in a fun and humiliating justice manner.
I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, I would have had a problem with it if he was like, "Yeah, man, just massive."
So I wonder if he has a PR person though, because that like, while it's funny,
He
like
definitely doesn't.
that shit is so dumb. And if you look at his Twitter, like he just says whatever he wants, and it's awesome, and I love him for it. But he really just says whatever the fuck he wants.
Yep.
Like eventually, someone's gonna say something bad, and you just be like, you know what, suck my dick. Like on his Twitter account that says I'm the president of this company, and I'm going to like him more for that.
I don't know,
but I'm not sure. Like I don't know
if you guys know who John Legere is, which I probably didn't pronounce his name correctly.
Yeah, it's T-Mobile CEO.
The CEO of T-Mobile. You want to follow a dude whose field of fucks is completely barren and is running $1 billion company. It is John Legere. That guy does not care. He does not care. Also, watch out for every T-Mobile event because he'll just say in it, he'll just be like, fuck Sprint. Like in the, like,
yeah.
That's like a main point of his speech in the event is basically just fuck Sprint. I don't like them. And fuck their CEO too. Like he's actually said these things.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying this as a joke. This guy doesn't care.
I knew that when I saw there was a
He also loves esports.
John
He
Legere?
loves it. Yeah.
Cool.
He like went to the international and shit.
That's
And when Twitch acquired Good Game, he like tweeted at Alex Garfield like, "This is the best." It's fucking sweet. I like that guy.
What were you saying, Scott?
No, I was gonna say I know who exactly you're talking about because I remember there was he's T-Mobile, right? You said he's T-Mobile CEO.
Yes.
There was a commercial with him like giving like a keynote, and he's like swearing in it, and they cut it. But like in the commercial, like they had to bleep like F-bombs and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
Yeah.
He really doesn't care. This is pretty cool, actually.
They had him outside of like a Sprint store, like
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
get people to sign up for T-Mobile's like Switch plan thing or whatever. Like he's just in front of a Sprint store, the CEO of T-Mobile,
Yeah.
just like,
That's awesome.
yeah, Sprint sucks. Come here, get this. Like, it's crazy. All right. New news, other news, different news. Battlefield 4. Big patch coming up. I'm actually excited about this because there will be new guns, and they're rebalancing all the old guns. And that comes out Tuesday, so I'll probably be checking back into that. Hardline sucks, so if you went to Hardline for a little bit, you can come back to BF4. So yeah, they're also adding a gun game mode to it, which they aren't calling gun game for one reason or another, but it's definitely gun game. So excited for that. And last
Battlefield didn't already have gun game.
Yeah, me too.
It seems like such a natural fit.
They've got some really good like small modes too in BF4. Like domination is like on the smaller map is like pretty good actually. Last piece of news here. GTA
This number can't be real.
GTA 5 has sold a few games. I'm not sure if it's more than Super Galaxy Squadron or not.
Look, I've seen the numbers. Rockstar's doing pretty well for themselves. I think they're doing a little better than us right now.
Jeez.
So the great thing about this, right? Grand Theft Auto 5 has sold 52 million units. Okay?
That can't be right.
No,
52 million.
Yeah, tell them the next fact, Dan, that it doesn't include
That
what?
doesn't include digital sales. So
no.
Fucking
What?
insane.
That's what. That's like.
I mean,
PC
digital
has
is
to be
gonna
like 15 million.
That's like $2 billion. $2 billion.
Yeah, they're
Something
just
like that,
sitting on
roughly?
that cash. As of early February, it had sold 45 million, which means 7 million copies in the last 3.5 months.
It's fucking insane.
And that's not, like I said, that does not include Steam, because
unbelievable.
they just don't include it. Meanwhile, checking in with Evolve, sitting there at 2.5 million. It's January.
Yeah.
So
Jeez.
anyway, yeah,
That
that's
is- That game really that went away pretty quick, didn't it?
yeah, it did. I predict.
Yep.
I'm not saying I told you
So you
so.
tell me you didn't want to
I
spend
never even
$60
touched it
for a
'cause I just
game
figured
and
it
then
would,
spend
but-
$194 on 3 characters?
Jesus.
Yeah, so 2K is sitting on like whatever that is, 2
I
billion
mean,
in cash.
that's what allows them to continue making
Making
Grand Theft
this-
Auto what it
yeah.
is, because they
Yeah.
get such a long runway to do the
and
next
just
one.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's why you can wait 7 years.
It's
to put out
3.1.
this
It's 3.12 billion, not factoring in
digital sales.
digital
aren't in there.
sales.
So the
So-
PC version, which I'm sure crushed, like
Yeah, I would think so.
basically isn't even in there. So, good lord.
I'm like 5 is so good. I can't even imagine. Like it's like every time with Grand Theft Auto, what are they gonna do with the It's gonna be fucking crazy.
People don't think about what a financial investment it is for them to make those games either. Like that's a
Yeah.
$500 million game for them to make, and that is like
Yeah.
I don't know what a Call of Duty game costs, but it's not
It's
half of
not
that.
500 million.
It's not half of that.
$500 million.
500 million in advertising,
Yeah, yeah, maybe that.
but not in development.
See, they barely had like yes, the GTA had commercials on TV and like ran spots during very large events, but like for the most part, you're not like getting like Call of Duty. I see everywhere.
Yeah.
Like you know,
yeah.
into another piece of why GTA sells so much. As we went over a couple weeks ago, Rockstar kind of gave their blessing to modders to do whatever in single player, and you knew this was going to happen. You knew it. Now there is a Just Cause 2 grappling hook mod for Grand Theft Auto 5.
There we go. It's
Just
here.
what you needed was to fly around Los Santos like friggin' Rico.
So good.
I actually really want
That
to
is
try
actually
this one.
exactly what I needed.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. So, new releases this week. We got some good ones. I was talking with Scott. He was over at my house earlier.
Yeah, we were
right
looking
when
at it.
I was doing this, and we came across some interesting games coming out this week. May 26th, an actual, real, probably good game, Magicka 2, releases on Tuesday, as well as that BF4 patch on Tuesday. So Magicka 2 comes out, but May 28th. That's really where
This is the monumental one,
gold is
yeah.
hitting. So first of all, if you're a young person, you're not going to remember this. But if you had like a Dell or an HP or like a pre-built PC in the late 90s, maybe even early
Gateway.
2000s. Yeah, Gateway. Yeah. Chips Challenge 1 and 2, baby, are coming to Steam.
Those games are dope.
Steam.
Chips Challenge was sick. It was like a puzzle.
I played that game a lot.
Yes. Yeah, Chips Challenge is coming to Steam. It is like, I think it's like $3. Let me look again. But yeah, Chips Challenge 1 and 2, that might be the only 2 Chips Challenges there are. No price yet. Yeah, May 28th, that'll be on Steam. God, what a game. I mean, not really. But
Oh, that's really coming back to me.
yeah.
I
It's
played that a
fucking good
whole
game.
lot.
It's like a top-down puzzle game where you had to collect microchips. Like that was it. That was the whole point of it. But yeah, Chips Challenge 1 and 2 coming to Steam on May 28th. I love how like 3 people in chat were like, "Yeah, I remember Chips Challenge." This next game, almost no words. Scott and I were both taken aback a little.
Yeah, yeah.
This also comes out on May 28th. This game is called Home Improvisation. With umlauts and Swedish type symbols on it, you can guess where this is going. Now, if you're like me and my wife, we would rather get a divorce than build IKEA furniture together.
I'm the same. Yeah.
So now I can just build IKEA furniture by myself
On your computer.
on my computer
Yeah.
in the game Home Improvisation.
It's I'm watching the trailer again, and it's literally putting IKEA furniture together in a fucking living room. It's fucking.
This is a real thing, and it even comes like in boxes like IKEA boxes, and you have to unbox the parts
Box it.
and put them
And then you
together.
put it together.
And
What?
to top this off, it's going to be in early access, so it's going to change a lot. I
Community
guess.
is a big part of games like this. You know, the IKEA building furniture community is going to come
Are
out
the
in
New
force.
Bloods publishing this?
This
I
is a
wish.
You guys
game.
get behind this?
This is a game for
wish.
Lal Renene and nobody else. She's the only person I know who enjoys building IKEA furniture.
My wife.
She gets
loves
mad
it.
if you buy a piece of furniture and build it without her.
No, yeah, Megan's like that.
Yeah,
I've seen it
I
firsthand.
think she's a
as
nut.
well.
But you know,
I like this piece of the trailer where it's just they have a vase in the air and they kind of drop it and it just shatters. On the ground.
it just fucking breaks. The best part is I'm now
It's just-
looking all over this page. It has local co-op. So you can indeed build IKEA furniture with your
There's-
Just
significant
like in
other.
real life.
There's different lighting, like there's nighttime lighting, like he's putting together a lamp in low lighting in his apartment. Like what? This shit, dude.
I
It's
think
so fucking-
this has gone. Like I can think of a lot of simulation games where like I would be at least mildly interested in the
Yeah.
premise.
Insane. You're right.
There is no world in which I would like to do this or simulate this.
No.
No
It's already
one,
terrible.
no one would do this for fun.
I love how half of
This looks like
in the
virtual
beginning of
torture.
the trailer is him just rotating the table
Yeah.
leg
Yeah.
to get
Just
it to
around
go
and
in the
around.
table. Oh my god. This is where we're at. You better believe we're playing this on stream.
Oh,
Like
God.
100%.
Coming to a
You and
couch stream,
Megan.
apparently. Right?
You and Megan.
Oh,
Local co-op.
hell yeah, we'll do this on a couch stream. This is amazing. I don't know if amazing is actually the word I wanted to use here.
Amaze balls, you should say.
And now,
That's right. Well, now see if you thought that was get
Yeah.
ready. This next one.
and now for a
This-
game that can only go well in today's gaming climate.
I'll tell you, I am definitely playing this game though. I have to.
A game
Just for-
called, you're gonna hear me correctly, Gynophobia.
I think
Put
I
that
have
word
that.
down.
Yep.
Gynophobia. Maybe if I say it
Gynophobia.
that way, it's better. Gynophobia.
Yes. Gynophobia is a horror shooter about abnormal fear of women. Gynophobia is using classic first-person shooter gameplay to convey. By the way, I'm reading this as it is written for the early on the page. This is
Someone cleared
this
this
is
description.
Gynophobia is using classic first-person shooter gameplay, comma, to convey story about Mark, comma, who is suffering from different phobias, comma, including abnormal fear of women. That's the
Woman,
description.
not women.
That's
not
right,
women.
woman.
Yeah, that's
of
true.
Woman.
Of woman. Yes.
Abnormal fear of
Singular.
woman.
The
So
fucking trailer.
it comes out on the 29th. It's early access. And
Oh, Jesus. This shit.
wait, Sham had this a while back? Good God.
Did he play it?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Apparently he got in early on.
At the end of their
He got it
trailer,
early in.
there's like a trigger warning style GIF almost.
Of course there is.
I mean, I don't know what the right word for it is, but when it just like the GIFs where they just move very subtly,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
that's what it looks like.
I just.
I
So,
don't know, man.
you know why they made this game? Because Polygon's going to post this thing
Absolutely.
instantly when it comes
Maybe they're
out.
making it for Polygon.
By the way, this game looks terrible.
it's so
Looks
fucking
terrible. And
looks
it's a
from the
terrible
trailer.
idea, and there's nothing good about it. And we've just done exactly what they wanted to do,
Yep,
which was give
yep.
it publicity.
Part of the problem, but still.
We are part of the problem, but I was just
Now
like,
on people's radar.
I was just like, this can't be real. What I'm saying is buy home improvisation. That's what I'm saying. Out of all this, that's what I'm saying. Buy home improvisation. Because that game actually looks
It
funny.
does not shock me that Sham somehow sniffed this out already, though.
Yeah.
Does not shock
Also,
me.
definitely buy Chips Challenge 1 and 2. Like, if you're not buying Chips Challenge.
Add to your collection of games that you had on your school computer.
Yes, exactly. Yep. There you go. That's the end of the news. We're going to head right on. Straight on through.
Your boy's got to urinate here, so you guys can ask
Make
the
a
first question, and I'm
urine. Make a urine, John.
gonna do that.
Make a yellow PP.
He's dropping by his local Subway right now.
to urinate on a
Drop off some
sandwich.
toppings.
That's where they do it.
Oh God.
Is that a good euphemism for the bathroom? I gotta go to Subway real
I gotta
quick.
go to Subway real quick.
Subway,
Yeah, I'm
That
in.
works.
It's just one of those
I'm
really
gonna,
abnormally.
be a sandwich
You ever
artist real
notice
quick.
that sandwich, like Subway bread, is like abnormally perfect?
No, well, yes,
You know what
and
I
it all
mean?
tastes the same too. No matter what, if you get the wheat, get the white, it doesn't matter. It all tastes the same. Get the one that has
Yep.
the Italian stuff on it. It's all the
Italian
same.
urban
It's
cheese.
3D printed. That's
It's
why.
3D printed, 100%.
That actually makes sense that way.
Yeah, I think that's how they do it.
Well,
How
I
to
mean, they
completely
did
understand.
used to legit. They used to have the same ingredients as memory foam in that fucking bread.
Don't tell me that.
So
I'm kind of bummed I didn't stock up on Subway buns now.
Yeah, I could have made a
Make
nice,
like a
nice
whole
little
set.
mattress.
especially when the $5
Yeah, I would've had like a whole
footlongs
bed
are
set.
happening.
Somebody should have told me. I'd be living in luxury right now.
Oh my goodness.
Subway bread chair.
John's back. We managed to not ask a single question while he was gone.
We got to the hard stuff. Subway.
Yeah. Piss
That
bread.
needed revisiting.
Yeah.
Always.
All right, first question here from MFDT Gamer on Twitter. You can remember we always call for questions on Sunday a few hours before the cast. You can email us community@kbmod.com or just tweet us at kbmodgaming. Don't make shit questions. That's all we ask. You'll know what shit questions are. You know what they are before you send them. MFDT Gamer asks, if you could choose just this is such a like epically important question.
This is.
Yeah.
It is.
This question moves mountains.
Yeah, it does. If you could choose just one thing to change about the world, what would it be?
Video games with sniper sway mechanics should not.
John
knew it.
again.
I knew it.
Wow. That is
John's gonna go
still
on
a
a
good
crusade.
answer.
It is a good answer.
I mean, I know this is like a really like broad, potentially deep question, but my answer is people that talk cheerfully to me in the morning. Like anybody that is cheerful and talks to me in the morning. I
Scott
wanna
could end all war on Earth,
fucking
but
kill.
he
You
decides
can bring about
to do
world
this.
peace.
And you know what I mean by that too. Like I'm not talking about people that are just generally like, but people that will just that. Like when I was on the cross country road trip at one point, I forget we were staying at a Hampton Inn, and there was a woman at the breakfast. You know, they give you the hot breakfast, and you know I'm just standing there. I'm not fully awake yet. I'm putting in that.
Euphemism or-
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that like
No,
I'm
no.
about to search that on Urban Dictionary real quick.
No, sorry. But I'm filling like, the watered down concentrated orange juice into my cup, and she's like walking over. She walks up to me. You want any coffee? You want any of this? Super, super cheerful. And, showing me where all the things are. And in that moment, and I don't know if I'm the only person that this happens to, but in that moment, I could have willfully killed that woman and felt no remorse. Just for a second. Just for a second.
Jesus.
But am I
Would you rather she be like surly and unhelpful?
No.
What do you want, asshole?
I need in the morning for me, I just need a little bit of space. Like, I don't know. Does anybody else feel that way too? I'm just not a morning person, so it
Morning
takes me a little
people
bit to
are
get going.
pretty terrible.
Here's the
I
thing,
can't
Scott.
do it.
Here's the
can't
thing,
do it.
Scott, is you have to be grateful for those people because
Mm-hmm.
you need people like that to work in the mornings. Like you would never do that job in the morning. You would never
that's-
go to work that early. So like
I mean-
those people have to exist.
No, but they have to exist, but they don't have to be so cheerful about it. I think it's shitty. Like, I don't think anybody should have to get up that early and do that stuff. Like, I can appreciate it. There's a level. Also, she was laying it on so thick, and what I had found out later was that I think her hotel was getting audited by, like a mystery diner or whatever, where they do, like, the ratings for the hotel.
Well, that's
So-
obviously a little different.
Yeah, and that's different too. But I don't know, dude. I just can't. Just like if you're one of those people that's like super, like you like getting up early and you like being cheerful, it's just like just fuck off for me personally. If you ever see me, like if I'm at PAX one morning and it's early, just don't come up to me and just be super cheerful. Like you can be down. Like I would much rather someone come up to me like, dude, this shit sucks, dude. Like being up this early.
This is a good
That's
example.
fine.
Great example in chat of what you
Jesus.
don't want. Would you rather she come up to you just like, the coffee is over here, you bearded fuck?
You know what?
Just like,
In a
fuck
way,
you.
I kind of would. Yeah. I just don't do. Super,
I'd be so
super-
taken aback that I'd just be like, oh, all right, I guess I'll get some coffee. Jesus.
Yeah. They should be cheerful on the inside. Like they can show that. Like they also don't have to be talking. They could just be smiling. I'm fine with that too. I don't mind a nice
about
smile.
you that this is
Lazy.
the one thing you would change.
See, I know the fact
world.
that it's the one.
It says a lot about you, Scott.
It's the one. It's not the one thing I would change. It's just one thing I would change.
I'm gonna go ahead and say make it so that the world isn't gonna run out of resources in like 20 years.
Oh, okay.
Pretty
I'm
good
gonna
one.
be a little bit less selfish
What a
than Scott
hippie.
here.
I'm gonna abolish all monetary systems.
And you'll pay with hand jobs, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wish the
about it.
Illuminati. I wish the Illuminati didn't run the world, but they do. That would be my other wish. That'd be my one thing I would change. But it's
Wouldn't
too
you put
late for
yourself
that.
in the Illuminati?
In the Illuminati.
Insert
No, I'm
yourself
not.
in the Illuminati?
Yeah.
A spy for the the proletariat.
Now everybody's gonna come to me at PAX.
Are you in the
judging for
Bilderbergs, Scott?
this. That's right. That's right.
Christian, what would you change?
Almost the same as yours, except with the reach arounds. I think not just straight on hand jobs.
Replace
I feel like the reach around is
monetary
more,
with the
like-
reach arounds.
Yeah,
Man, we're
I
getting
think that'd be
intimate.
ideal.
We're getting real intimate.
Well, it's more intimate. A reach around, you
Yeah.
can stand pretty far away, do a handy. I mean,
You gotta get
Reach around,
right
you
up
gotta-
with that. Yeah.
yeah, you gotta. I mean, at the end of the day,
Yeah.
you're having a conversation. It's like whispering in their ear at that point. There's, you gotta bond with a human being for that. That's an experience. That's not just currency at that point.
Anyone else?
How do you pay for something like a car versus like a bag of chips?
I
Better be
mean,
damn good. I think you give the reach around, and then people just give you what they think that was worth. So like sometimes you think you really did great, and you just get like a bag of Funyuns. You're like, well, I gotta
That's
walk
a
home
fucking
today.
great reward.
You really got to roll the dice quite a few times to get a house.
Yeah, I changed the world that the currency that we do use is Funyuns, because that shit's fucking delicious.
There would be none left. Everybody just eat the Funyuns, and then
The flaming
Maybe
hot
back to-
Funyuns, that shit's good.
Look at the amount of self-discipline it already takes for people to not spend their money frivolously. If it was
Yeah.
Funyuns, people would just be constantly eating them.
the lottery would be great in a world ruled by Funyuns, though.
oh my god, a lottery where it just rewards reach arounds? God damn. Powerball
You have
is
a lifetime
400
of
million
reach
reach arounds.
You just go into the bank and get a reach around.
But
You go
it's
to
like
counter
the
and then
best
turn around
one.
and you
It's
go,
like the
I'd
best
like to make
one
a withdrawal.
ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you would definitely have to take the annuity, like X over 20 years.
Think about this. U.S. government is like 15 trillion in debt. 15 trillion reach arounds.
Yeah, it's
That's
a
a
lot.
lot.
My God, that would take forever.
I think that's where your economy crumbles.
Yeah.
Maybe.
All right, next question from Husky CS. Another sort of existential question, I would say. If you were a key on a keyboard, what key would you be?
That'd be the tilde key, easy.
Tilde?
From all my Counter Strike. Yeah, bringing up the console, man.
Oh, all right.
The elite hacker.
Yeah. I just hit that key so much. Plus, it looks like sperm or a little bit. So I mean, good lord, there's probably actual sperm on all the keyboards I've always used. So that's just very appropriate
I'll
for
put
me.
a tilde in chat right now and see what happens.
I'm going to
Yeah,
say the
a little bit.
insert key.
Insert.
Insert for
good.
for a number of reasons. One, sex, haha. Two, because I think it's actually a pretty cool key with a pretty unique function, but most people find it worthless.
I'm all right with the insert key.
Yeah, I don't really.
That's
ever use
actually
this.
very good reasoning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you never intend to use it any way but the default way. But it's like kind of cool that you can change it, but no one cares.
Yeah.
I'll be the home key.
Oh.
'Cause that's where your heart is.
Wow,
It's very
Dan.
sentimental
Way to go,
of you.
real sappy on it. Very good. Very good.
Getting all in your feelings over there.
I can't even. This next question pertains specifically to our guest, I believe.
Talking about shitty questions earlier.
Tim tweets in at Steffu Noob. If you were a set of brakes, where would you be, and why aren't you on Christian's truck? It's a reference to Christian not fixing the brakes on his truck for like 6 months now or something.
Okay.
So shout outs to your truck.
Let's do it, yeah.
Next question.
That was great.
That was well worth
At Bus Hus, do you enjoy airplane food? I think this is a varied question because
I mean, it
If you
depends
mean the
what
bag of
airline you're
chips that I
flying.
purchase in the store before I get on the airplane, I greatly
Yes.
enjoy
Yeah.
airplane food. Yeah. Or the entire pizza that I order from the Fire Pizza Kitchen before I get on the plane and piss everyone off. Yes. I'm that guy. I will buy a whole fucking pizza and eat it on an airplane because I don't care.
The airplane food I've had on America, like domestic flights, no, but I've heard so many good things about, like Arab Airlines and stuff, and Korea. Like, there's depending on if you fly like those really expensive airlines. I don't know if any of you guys have.
I've had some decent airline food. The only time I've had meals like that is on transatlantic flights.
Right, exactly.
And so last year I took Norwegian Airlines and Lufthansa, both overseas, and it was like actually pretty good. I mean, it wasn't great.
Yeah, it's
but
like
it was like passable. For
Yeah,
like
it's-
it did not deserve the rap that airplane food often gets. It was
Yes.
pretty good for what I would expect on an airplane.
well,
that's a good way to put it.
here's my whole thing is that lately, and I hadn't flown for a long time until the past few years when I started going to PAXs and stuff. Most of the time, even cross-country flights, they're not really serving anything.
That's true too.
Like most of the time.
Yeah. Mhm.
Like, so even if it was shitty, I wouldn't know because I didn't get any food.
Yeah.
That was like the first thing to go. I haven't
Yeah.
I can't tell you the
Yeah.
last time I got
Yeah.
a meal on a domestic flight.
Yeah,
Something
meals don't really happen anymore, but in lieu of those, the snacks and stuff, like the snack packages they have on Virgin flights at least, are pretty solid.
Yeah.
I mean, it's usually going to be
Virgin
like
is
a
another.
yeah, and that's
level.
mostly what I fly. So like
Yeah.
they have their shitty coffee, they have their cheese and grapes, and it serves its purpose. It's like an airplane is like the one place where if I get something like that's just okay, I'm pretty happy. And even at the airport, it's kind of like I actually kind of enjoy airport food because it's almost like survival of the fittest. There, you're trying to find the least shitty place in that airport, and there's gonna be like, if you're like trying to grab something really quick, and it's like a bunch of no-name restaurants, you have no idea what to expect, and you're just like, this place looks pretty good, but I have no idea if it actually is. It's kind of a fun little risk to take.
Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, like the food on an airplane, if you're going to get food, can sometimes be better than the food you can find at the airport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're gonna get it, that's like the thing now. All right, thank you, Bus Us, for that question. Next question. God damn it.
Oh boy.
Next question comes in from one Cristobal Hodes. It's written in via email, I think, for the second week in a row. Hello, friends. Checking in from Latin America again.
I also hold on before you
Okay.
start. I want to let everyone know that the email address refers to the name Cristobal Hodes. So like someone has
Gone the extra.
either we're dealing with like an actual Cristobal Hodes, or someone has really leaned into the authenticity of this namesake. So go ahead.
Checking in from Latin America again, my restroom-oriented question for the cast this week is as follows. If you have ever partaken in the vile practice of not cleansing your hands following urination, how have you justified committing such a grievous act? Although I like to consider myself a staunch practitioner of restroom etiquette, even I slip from time to time. Typically, I attempt to rationalize this behavior by convincing myself that my penile is full of immaculate cleanliness. And therefore, anything that has grasped it in its flaccid state could not have been contaminated by any bacterium.
Wow.
Thank you for your invaluable responses. First of all, you have a really inflated opinion of your penis.
Yeah, I don't think
I'm calling penile hubris.
Yep.
definitely. Classic case right there.
Always wash your hands. I think it's.
Yeah.
No, I didn't wash my hands when I came back in here for the
See,
podcast.
I'm okay with
Yeah,
that.
No, that's
actually.
horrible. No,
I was
you're
in a
horrible.
hurry.
Okay.
Well, no, I mean, like,
He was
I
trying to get
prefer
back
to
to
not
you.
hold
He
up
says-
the podcast.
He says, even I slip from time to time. No, I don't slip from time to time.
See,
the only time
I
I,
can
will
see
not wash
Brandon-
my hands,
I
I can see
believe Brandon.
never.
the only time I
100%.
won't wash my hands is if they literally do not have soap, like in, in a public restroom or something. And even then, I will feel bad about it.
I would say I'm 85 50.
I'm a 90%er probably.
You're a 90. I would say 85 to 90.
I'm like
at home. At home, yeah, I might be.
Now hold on.
At home.
Home
I'm
is
way
where the
more-
slips happen.
Right.
Home is where I'm lenient because like if I'm gonna be in a
Yeah.
public restroom and like or like at a work restroom, it's not incredibly cleanly to begin with. Plus, I'm gonna be maybe shaking hands with people later,
Yeah.
you know, because randomly people will come into the office that I have to introduce myself to. I might go over to the kitchen and start handling stuff that you know, like a fucking. You know, if it's like dinner time
Dude,
and I'm like
if you
using a
work-
spoon that other people
if you
are
were
going to
at
be using to
work
serve themselves.
And other people work there, not just you.
Yeah, you should
You
probably,
need to be washing your hands.
You
all
should
the
probably
time.
wash your
Thing.
hands.
It's a slippery slope to decide when you are and are not going to wash your hands.
Dude, I'm sorry.
Let me make it very clear. If you work at Subway, you already never wash your hands, so you're
You're
fine.
All
encouraged
right,
not to.
here's
Exactly.
here's the thing. When I'm at home, I don't give a fuck. All right, nobody visits me at my home. Nobody's gonna go around touching stuff. And to be
now we
honest,
know why.
I know where my dick has been, and it's not anywhere all that exciting. All right, so I'm not getting anything remarkably disgusting on my hands unless I accidentally piss on them, which happens very rarely. So, and you know what? I will wash my hands at home if I like sprinkle the seat and I need to wipe it off with some toilet paper because I keep my shit tidy, all right? But I also just touched a toilet seat, so you know, through paper, yes, but still, at that point, I will wash my hands. But if it's just like a quick, like, I'll do a quick little, I'll flush with my toes so I don't have to touch the flusher. And then I'm gone.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I'm not sitting around washing my hands. It's a waste of water. We're in a drought,
Look.
Brandon.
Look,
Yeah, it's true. You are a drought in California, so you guys need to
I'm
be
a
careful.
90%er as well. But if I skip it, I skip it at home. If I'm
Yeah.
in public, I might wash my hands for
Actually,
no reason.
this is what I've started doing though. I foregoing the washing of the hands in the public restroom because frankly I just hate public restrooms in general. I hate just because they're
so
mostly
you
so
just
fucking
want to
dirty.
be filthy?
No. So I have hand sanitizer. I have hand sanitizer in my car.
Yeah, I've
and
used
that's what I'll use over the.
I grab the
washing.
handle with the
Yeah.
paper towel and leave.
Yeah, yeah. It's
I always
Good
pin it open with
strategic.
my foot and throw it away, and then
yeah, but I
Yeah,
prefer
I actually like in a public restroom.
sanitizer.
Like getting to wash my hands is like the one sanctuary. Like
Yeah.
you can't screw up this hand soap actually cleaning my hands. So it makes me feel clean when I've been in like this disgusting environment.
Yeah.
there's also the move. I don't know if anybody's done this with the shorts or anything like that, where you don't even touch anything really.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just kind of
you can do that.
maneuver.
You can
like
maneuver
that.
yourself.
Is
Yeah,
that
I see
okay?
what you're saying. I
Can you
think
do
you're
that
cool
and then not wash your
Yeah,
hands?
but
I
then
don't-
you're touching still the
Your
the
shorts,
flushing
though, you can't,
maneuver. Like,
You can
flushing
absolutely
device.
easily pee without touching. You can
Yeah,
without if you are at all, can aim and you can move yourself around the.
Aside
stall.
from no, you got to touch your dick at some point when you're peeing. I'm sorry, you have to because otherwise you're not going to get all the all right.
It's
when
high
you
risk
pee
not to.
And when you're done, you know the whole shake
That's true
off?
with the shake.
The
You can
shake
shake
off is
handless.
the critical
You
moment.
can shake
can.
handless, but you probably get pee on your jeans or
Yeah,
something.
I'm
Yeah,
not
there's-
just gonna start. I'm not gonna
Would
start
you- I
dancing
guess
with
the
my
gamble
dick
is, would you
around
rather
in a
have pee on
fucking
your
public
shorts?
restroom.
You just do the
like
helicopter
it's Silence
dick
of
in
the
there.
Lambs or some shit. Like that.
just-
No,
You just get the piss
is
all
wrong
over the
with you?
sides of the. Yeah.
just because you
Well,
can
you're-
do something doesn't mean you should.
Yes. No. It means you should.
A lesson of morality.
Listen.
Now
Or
I
just
have
piss
a
yourself in public.
I have an
That's-
extension question. How do you, when you wash your hands, do you start the water and get some water on your hands first before you put soap in it, or do you put soap in your dry hands and do
I
it
get
that
them
way?
wet first.
I wet them first.
Yeah, I always gotta get them wet.
Okay,
first.
good. I can remain friends with all of you.
The judgment.
You can't go into a hand washing dry.
Yeah.
All
You
right.
gotta get it wet first.
You gotta get it wet
Like the
first.
rule.
Lube it up.
Yeah.
All right. That is it for the questions. That is it because we're running out of time for me to be able to easily export this VOD. That is how I register.
That is
how
the
I
cutoff
register
of this
this.
cast every week.
Now for the part of the cast where I desperately try to keep it together while reading, and I just can't do it. The featured iTunes review of the week.
Hold on. We need to explain the program. You're welcome to if you'd like
Go
to.
ahead, Brandon. Go ahead.
So, so as many of you know, some people watch this live, which is great. But we're also, this is a podcast, and most podcasts are audio. I mean, they're always audio. Sometimes they're video. We happen to be video, but on iTunes we're audio. It's weird how that works.
Crazy.
What exactly is iTunes though?
So iTunes is a program made by Apple Incorporated, and it's not a great program. We will be the first to tell you that we do not do this because we want to foist iTunes upon you. It's not a good experience. But this is a one-time deal, right? You can only do it once, which is maybe a good thing, maybe a bad thing, I don't know. Anyway, so we are in the iTunes podcast section, and here's what we want you to do. Every week we feature one or more iTunes reviews, and there are only a few rules. The main rule is that you have to rate us 5 stars. I don't know why there are other stars, because there's no way for me to respond and address a question if you didn't like it enough to give it 5 stars. So yeah, don't give it 5 stars. We've had people break the rules, and unfortunately, we will never feature those reviews. If I could delete them, if I could do other things to them, I might. But so
somebody clearly made a
week,
mistake in those situations.
Yeah. And so every week we feature one of these lovely people that gives us 5-star reviews. We've had celebrities review. We've had sports stars. We've had many members of the Hodes family review the podcast. So you'll be in great company. So please do go rate us, and you might get on one of these weeks.
Okay.
And you're instantly famous the moment you're on this podcast. There's 400 people know you exist for 40 seconds.
Yeah, it's good. Okay. God damn it. Here we go. Tough choice yet again with submissions this week from such people as Swag Money Joe.
This next one.
Mike Rochburns.
It was funnier at first, then I read it again. It got even funnier.
Incredible. Mike Rochburns.
I'm not sure how to read this next one, but I have Tessie Tickles. Tessie Tickles? Tessie Tickles. Okay. Tessie Tickles.
Mike Rochburns is so good.
And Shango C. Rodham. Mr. S.C. Rodham, you could say. Mike Rochburns. God damn it. But this week's review comes from a Mr. William Einer. Mr. William Einer, and the title is KBMOD Changed My Life. I'm going completely blind this week. I did not scroll down until this section. Here is Mr. William Einer's review. Before I was born, my mother, Jenny Talia, married my father, Mr. Jack W. Einer. Okay, that's how you pronounce their last name. My fault. It's Mr. William Einer.
I'm familiar with the Einers.
Yeah, the Einer family. Yeah. Mr. Jack W. Yeah. They decided to have a child, me, and I took my father's middle name, William. Well, I was luckily born into a very wealthy family. My parents had very high expectations of their only son. Where is this going? I went to a very prestigious private school, and I was later forced to go to college to study high-level mathematics and sciences. I was miserable, to say the least. Then I soon discovered the KBMOD podcast, and my fascination with dank memes skyrocketed, as it would. I decided to follow my heart and exchange into Dream Meme University, which I can only hope will be real in just a few years. I am now earning my degree in meme engineering, where I'm learning how to mold and craft the perfect copy pastas of the internet. You may have already seen some of my works in the chats of twitch.tv. These are assignments I've been graded on, highly praised for in my class, as I am number 69 in my grade, the highest ranking given to an apprentice memer. So what I would like to say is thank you, KBMOD, for helping me find my calling and use my creativity at its fullest potential.
Wow.
Well, thank you, William Einer. Thank you,
William
sir.
Einer. What I love about these is this is an iTunes review, and it's like a full paragraph. People are really impacted by this cast, Brandon.
Yeah.
Like for
Yeah,
real.
I mean, yeah, it's great. Sometimes
he
you
took
do
his
get,
time up.
you get like a success story.
Yeah.
We had another person who didn't even play PC games, and they just listen, because this cast can change your life.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean,
It's great to hear.
your mother is wonderful. Jenny Talia is a wonderful lady, and I'm sure Jack W. Eaner is also a wonderful person as
Jenny
well.
Eaner now, I guess, right?
Yeah,
Married?
Jenny Weiner. Yeah,
That's her maiden name, Talia.
Yeah.
God damn it.
I like that the chats of Twitch TV are like the peer reviewed
Yes.
journals of
They just
copy
send these
pastas.
students into Twitch chats.
It really gives you a different perspective thinking about copy
impact,
pasta memes that way.
Someone
These
sat there
engineers
like
work
for
tirelessly.
hours cramming for his review
Yeah.
with like crypt chat.
Yeah. He just goes to crib.
Well, it's like
People
I
say-
can imagine you have like speed exercises, you have
yeah.
length exercises. You've got to come up with like a story. You've got to just use some symbols. Like I can think of all sorts of like difficult exercises to kind of flex your meme skill.
Perfect image macros.
How fast can you get your dongers in chat? Like,
How quickly. And how many can you get in
The
30
criteria.
seconds?
Yeah, I imagine you have to know how to use all of the special symbols without Googling for them.
Yeah.
Like you have to
Yeah.
know the keyboard codes. You can't use
Yeah.
character map. You can't look them up. You have to
Like-
know them by heart.
We're joking about
Those
this,
are your
but this
times
is
tables.
going to happen in the future.
I've
Like
also
we're joking, but it's going to happen.
found out that Mr. Willard Smith is the dean of Dream Meme University. So
Okay.
thank you.
I don't know.
Thank you, Will. That's
An
gonna do
honorary
it.
graduate.
That's gonna do it for this week. Big thanks to Christian for coming on. You can check out the New Bloods at newblood.info. Their weird site. Also, make
Yeah.
sure you click on the legal link because it's
Yeah. That's probably the best part.
yeah.
Or the fuck off link, which has
Yeah. Sue Dave Osh, sick of our shit. Sue Dave Oshry. Dave Oshry, a dude with money. So check them out. Project Croissant will exist someday.
Super Galaxy Squadron does exist right
Does
now.
exist. You can check that out on Steam. You can follow all of us on the Twitters and Twitch. Follow Scott at APL Fisher on Twitch and Twitter. Brandon is Volition on Twitter, VOL1 TION. Christian is at I'm C Antonio on Twitter, and the New Bloods are at the New Bloods. Be simple. John is at KBMOD John on Twitter. Blacklight is at Black LITE Attack on Twitter and LIGHT on Twitch. And I am Nipnops TV on Twitter and Nipnops on Twitch. And make sure you follow us at KBMOD Gaming for everything that's happening. Next couch stream is on June 6th up at Sean's house. And should be a blast. So we'll see you guys next week. Same time, same place for episode 192 of this thing. And hopefully Jenny Taylor will make it to that one. Or perhaps Tessie Tickles.
Both fine ladies.
Yes, he tickles us the best.
See you guys
What is this
next
Tim
week.
Hortons spam? Goodbye.
Later, guys.
Yeah.
Yatta!